What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm Andrew, this is Aggie. We're here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom, and we got a request from a subscriber, Darce's. They wanted to see Darce chokes, my thoughts on the Darce, and how I like to enter them. We're gonna look at 3 variations of the finish. The entry is gonna be simple from a turtle style position, break them down, and then we're gonna look at 3 ways I like to finish. My first one is I stay on top, I stay with forward pressure. I call it like a bulldozer, kind of bulldozing into them. The second one, I'm gonna sit out facing the hips. And the third one, I'm gonna sit out facing the head, but I really only do this one if first of all, I really trust my ability to escape a bad position. Because if you lose this one, you're gonna end up on bottom. And secondly, I attack this one if the person that I break down is really fervent on getting back to their knees. You can't really do Darces on somebody who's on their knees. It's very difficult. So if I break somebody down and they come back up on their knees, I break them down, they come back up on their knees, they're giving me a pattern, I'll go for the third variation, which is turning my hips out towards the head. So we're gonna look at all that. One thing we're gonna talk about too is the specifics, the nuance of the position of my choking arm and how I like to finish. When it comes to the Darce, there is a lot of feel and nuance to how you lock it in. Most strangles, the deeper the better. Not with this one. With the Darce, I'm looking to get the blade of my wrist right on that artery on the bottom side so I can really find those strong blood chokes, those strong blood strangles, okay? So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So when we're dealing with somebody who's in the turtle position, okay, we're here, and we're kind of on top playing here, right? I like to have my hip against their hip, my knee against their knee, and this hand that I have around their body, I don't like to lace through because she can reach back and kind of grab my elbow. She can reach back and grab my elbow and start doing like fat man rolls, barrel rolls, things of that nature, or even attacking kimuras. So I just keep this hand right here on the armpit, right on the back of her shoulder, and she won't be able to reach back and grab my arm at all. And my pressure is on her, like all my weight, my hips is on her hips. And now I'll be able to start exposing the space to get into my Darce, okay? First thing I like to do is kind of keep their head down, keep pressure on them, and I'll start coming to this flank where we're at kind of a 90 degree. I bring my hip side arm underneath, and I try to touch the top of her shoulder with my knuckles. And now I can go into a gable grip, okay? I want my choking arm palm away from me, and my secondary hand palm towards me. And now I just touch my elbows together and press my elbow towards her knees, making her look towards her knees. And that I'll be able to really easily tuck her head in and roll her over her shoulder. It's a very strong position for me and not very strong for them to fight against, right? So she's built up, we're here in our position, we get to our flank, I get my hand through, connect, and now I start tucking her head in and I can roll her through. Now when they land, it's very common that we land in more of a parallel style position where our spines are kind of almost on one line, and the Darce strangle is a perpendicular position, okay? So the first thing I want to do is correct this angle. As I bring my hips around, I want her tricep to end up between my, in the middle of my chest, kind of where that cleavage would be, right? I want it right locked between my pecs, okay? So I'm here, right? I bring my hips up, circle around, and I look to find her arm right between, in the middle of my chest. Okay, so now I know our spines are perpendicular, her tricep is caught, her elbow's in a bad spot, she's not gonna be able to flare her elbow one way or the other. I can't have her elbow out here, I'm gonna lose the position, and I can't have her arm down here like she's holding a single leg, because I'm gonna lose the position as well, okay? I correct it to where I have her tricep right in the middle of my chest, right? Now we're in this position. I like to lean my weight on them, pull their head up so I can shoot my arm deep, and then this is where the nuance starts. I don't go all the way through like this, because now what's happening is the blade of my wrist is on the spine of her neck, which is uncomfortable, but it's not gonna put somebody good, somebody tough to sleep. It's just gonna hurt them. And someone like me, I'm not gonna tap to the pain, right? And the crook of my elbow is where her artery would be, so it's not strangling them at all, okay? I wanna find that position where the blade of my wrist goes right on that bottom artery. So I'm here, I pick up the head, and I find that, look, boom, there it is, I got it. I can feel her artery against the blade of my wrist. And now I can lock my figure 4, When I lock my figure four, I'm bringing this hand really high up to the ribs. Okay? And now the way I like to finish this one is I just get on my toes and I bridge into them, almost like a bulldozer, smashing them across the mat. My thought is to try to press her back towards the mat and make sure that with your strangle arm elbow, you're pulling it up and back. Okay? So here, pull the head up, find that position, figure four, and now I get on my toes, bridge into them, and lift that strangle elbow. And that's how you're gonna get those strong blood chokes, those real blood strangles. Okay? So with all of our figure four strangles, arm triangles, darces, rear chokes, all of our figure four strangles, the choking arm is going back this way, right? And this is no exception, okay? So that's a way that I really like to finish the chokes, the Darce strangles, because I stay on top. I keep top position throughout the whole duration, okay? Sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes I need to create even more torque, okay? This is when I'll sit out towards the hips. So again, I'm breaking them down here, boom. We're more parallel, so I correct the position, okay? And now I'm looking to pick up the head, get my Darce locked in, and now I'm just not finding the finish. I'm struggling to find the finish here. So I'm gonna sit my hips towards her hips. I'm pointing my belly button at her feet. I'm gonna wrap my leg, my top leg, around whatever part of her body I can reach. If I'm flexible enough to step all the way over her body, I will. If I can only catch a leg, that's fine. And now what I'm gonna do here, again, is bridge my hips into her and pull my elbow up towards the ceiling. Right there. Okay, so again, I'm locked in, pulling that elbow up. Just locking this arm right into her bottom artery, her shoulders pressing into her top artery, that's closing everything off. So to make sure we lock that figure four, we're really pulling up, 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 up. Okay, so again, I got her broken down. I get the head up, get to my position, lock in my Darce, and I sit out, boom. And now I'm hooking. And now I'm pulling up, 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 up. And there's my finish, okay? So that's another really strong option. And lastly, we're gonna look at a scenario, I break them down, they build back up, okay? Break them down again, they build back up, there's the pattern. Break them down, I'm gonna roll underneath and play kind of a trickier Darce. So again, here, I break her down. Boom, she pops right back up to her knees. Okay, I break her down, she pops back up, I'm gonna sit underneath her, here. I'm gonna be shooting this arm in, locking my figure four, and now I'm gonna run under her, and you're gonna see her break down. She's not gonna be able to stop going to her hip here. So as I lock this in, I run underneath her right there. Now again, I'm pulling this elbow down and back as I run, here. And that's what's giving me that strong blood strangle, right? So as far as the Darce goes, you can hit Darces from different positions. People coming up from bottom side control, if you're in top half guard, if you're in turtle, there's a few different positions that you can start entering your Darce in, right? The entry doesn't matter so much to me. What matters is my finishing variation. From top position, there are three main finishing variations I like to do, right? The first one is that kind of bulldozer style. The second one is sitting my hips out towards the feet or the hips. And the third one is sitting my hips out towards the head. And I usually don't, the sitting the hips out towards the head, you really need to trust your defensive strategy. Because if you lose it, now you're just on bottom and side control. Okay, I trust my escaping processes, generally speaking, but I still don't go for that one too readily, okay? Unless I'm way ahead, quite a bit better, or just feeling myself in the moment, I usually play the bulldozer style or sitting my hips out towards the feet. Those are both really strong. And just remember two main things with the Darce. There's nuance to the choking arm. You want to find that artery with your choking arm blade of your wrist. And you also want to make sure that you're really pulling the elbow up and back when you're finishing for the Darce. Okay? Any of your figure four style strangles, pull that elbow up and back when you're trying to get those finishes, right? So go try it. Let me know how it goes. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Again, I'm Andrew. This is Aggie. We're here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom. And yeah, throw some comments down in the comment section. Let's see what's up.